You know what time it is. You know what time it is.
How firm my friendship. Oh, how
you know what time it is. Come brawl with them boys of the fall. You know what time it is. On the ground with a nose for the ball. You know what time it is. Blood, sweat, and them tears for this game. Leaving it all out on the field with no fear for you lames. Yeah, you know what time it is. Come brawl with them boys of the fall. Covered in gray and scarlet, massive, stiff arms to your jaw. We breaking it. We sick of seeing you clowns with the crown. We taking it.
What up, Buckeye Nation? Welcome to the Buckeye Boys, where we talk about college football with real fans. I'm Devin. That's Mello. Tonight, man, got another show planned for you. Mello, how's your day going, bro?
Man, my day is great. I got caught up a lot, had to postpone a pre-recorded, but it's all good. You know, recruiting stuff for my daughter has to take precedence over everything, to be honest with you. So that had to come first. Something popped up. I had to handle it. So how was your day?
Amen. It was okay. You know, I have learned a valuable lesson because, you know, in this life, when things don't go your way, I used to get mad and upset about it. And then I got into reading the Bible and learning how God wants us to handle things. And he wants us to use those opportunities to grow our character and to form our character into the man that he wants us to be. Well, I decided to act like I was 16 years old and go get a sound system put in my Tundra, my 2024 brand new truck, right?
Right.
Don't know why. My brother even was like, nah, Devin, don't do this. You don't need it. I don't listen to music like that, bro. I listen to praise and worship music and country music. I don't need two 10-inch subs in the back of my Tundra. Well, I didn't listen. I went and did it. And, dude, it has been an absolute nightmare, man. Spent a lot of money just for them to absolutely mess it up. I had to take it to another shop today. They told me I need to go back, have them rip it all out and get all my money back. So I learned a lesson, man. You know, be humble, enjoy what you got. Things don't always need to be better. Why shoot for excellence when things are already good? You know, sometimes good is good enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. But you wanted to bump that gospel so you could spread the word.
I'm telling you, bro. You know, it was more of a I'm bored type of situation. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I'm bored, man. I want to get into something else here. Let me go put a system in my truck. But I'm about to make an announcement. God put this on my heart. Mello doesn't even know about it. This is the first time he's going to hear it, but I'm going to get with him afterwards and figure out exactly how this is going to work. But bought me a little book. Ohio State. Oh, dang, I can't show you the book. Don't act like you didn't see that. I'm not going to show you guys the book because we're going to have a little trivia competition at the end of every live show from now on. Now, here are the rules. Whoever types the right answer and it shows up in the chat first on our end, that's who got it right, right? We're not going to, you know, whoever gets it first is the one that gets it right. At the end of this, the winner of this trivia, I will purchase a ticket to the Washington game for them. Buckeye Boys will. You're going to have to figure out the flight, the staying, the whole 9 yards. If it just so happens that you can't make it because of that, then whatever amount of money the tickets are going for will be given to you towards another ticket. But that's what we're doing here in the Buckeye Boys, man.
I think that's a fire idea. And yeah, you didn't tell me that part. I think you guys should be studying up on your Buckeye history if you're trying to go out to Washington. It's a beautiful area, to be honest with you. The food is very expensive. I'm not going to lie to you. You will see a lot of drug addicts around the city, so just prepare mentally for that. But the ambiance of where the stadium is, man, I don't think it gets any prettier.
Yeah. So it's just different questions about Buckeye football history, man. I already got the question I'm going to be asking tonight. Whoever gets the right answer first in the chat, you will get a check mark for one right answer. And however many live shows we do until about 2 weeks before the Washington game, I'll tally it up, see who got first place, you know, the most, and that'll be the winner. If we got to do a tiebreaker, we got to do a tiebreaker.
I love that.
So, yeah. I've been looking. I'm about to buy my I'm about to buy tickets to all the away games. I've never bought tickets this early. I don't know how it works, but next week is when I'm going to be going on and trying to buy tickets to all the away games. So I will be purchasing the ticket for this event now. So we'll see how it goes. But we're going to get into a little something tonight, man. There's been a couple articles written about what teams are going to regress in 2025, what teams aren't. And then we got some recruiting news. I'm going to start off with the recruiting news first. Where are we at here? This is just kind of an update of the most recent pieces of news and most recent things that are going on as far as recruiting goes. The first one, and probably one of the biggest ones, is Tyler Bowen reached out to Will Conroy, an Oklahoma commit, the one, to just put it frankly, said he would never come here if Justin Fry was here. Justin Fry is gone, so Will Conroy stated that now he has an open mind to Ohio State, but he's committed to Oklahoma, obviously, but we'll see what happens. He's from Ohio. He's a center. LaCharles Bentley thinks he's the best center in the country. He is very, very good. So we'll see where that goes, man. Thoughts on that? I think you're on mute, Mello. That's weird.
Oh, my bad. I was on mute. I was talking that whole time. It's very interesting because I remember when we talked to him, he basically alluded to that if Justin Fry was here, he was not going to commit. He didn't like him. He didn't like how he recruited him. So, like I said, watch for the flip. I'm very excited. And we all know how important that center position is. You saw what Seth did. You saw what Carson did in place of him. The center touches the ball every single play, including they probably touch the ball more than the wide receiver. Than the quarterback. So they are the brains of the O-line, and they call out the pass protection and the run blocking. So it's going to be exciting to get him in the fold. I expect to flip him.
Yeah, Ohio guy, the whole 9 yards there, so would love to flip him as well. I didn't see too many responses in the chat about the trivia idea and the ticket giveaway. Are you guys excited? Do you want to do this? Is it something you're interested in? Should I do it? I got to see some responses in the chat.
Right.
If it's even going to be worth doing, if you guys are going to be interested in doing it and whatnot. There is a rule. You cannot use Google, man. If you don't know the answer, you don't know the answer. You get one guess, right? So whatever answer you type, man, that's it. That's all it's going to be. So don't be typing a bunch of names in one one text. You get one shot at it, and that's it, man. And if nobody knows the answer, then I'll ask another one till somebody can get it right. What's the time limit on an answer? I'm going to give them 2 minutes.
60 seconds max.
Yep. After 60 seconds, we move on to the next question until somebody gets it right. So I'm going to go through some O-line news. I'm just going to list a couple names off and a little information about them. We got a Texas interior offensive lineman, Zayden Crimpin, 6'4", 270 pounds. He's the number 14 interior offensive lineman, the number 223rd ranked nationally, according to 247. He is visiting Ohio State March 23rd to 25th. Again, this is all Tyler Bowen. Tyler Bowen reached out to him. Big time offer. He's, top 300 player in the nation. Felix Ojo, we all know that. He's locked in his official visit. Micah Smith, 6'6", 235, number 6 interior offensive lineman, probably going to be a tackle, honestly. He's the 100th player nationally, has locked in his official visit. Tyler Bowen has reached out to him. Claude Mapuma. Mapuma. He is from Illinois, 6'7", 305, the number 18 offensive tackle, 209 nationally. Has got a spring visit. This one, all Tyler Bowen. Reached out to him, got him to visit, man. And I'm going to get into a little something once I read these out. Kevin Albert, 6'5", 265, the number 11 offensive tackle, number 138th player nationally, is from Idaho. He has scheduled a visit to Ohio State. Jackson Cantwell, official visit to Ohio State, the number 1 offensive tackle, Ohio State's number 1 dude on the board. That's their number 1 dude. I know people think Emmanuel's better than him. Ohio State thinks Jackson Cantwell is better. And then Sam Greer, 6'8", 290, number 12 offensive tackle, number 97 nationally from Ohio. It is Ohio State and Missouri up forward. He's got some crystal balls from Missouri. Tyler Bowen's reached out, building that relationship. So what you're seeing, man, is in the past with Justin Fry, you always see these recruits, these offensive line recruits that are in our area, in their top 10, top 20 tackles in the nation that don't even have Ohio State offers. Tyler Bowen is changing that. He is going out and offering and building relationships with these guys. Since he has got this job, he has reached out to over 20 offensive linemen. And these are just the most recent ones that we got some movement on with visits, official visits. And we got a little bit of news from inside the Woody that I'll dive into once Mello gives his take on all these offers. Mello, what you got?
So, for one, I'll start with the number 1 target. I don't think Jackson Cantwell is going to end up a Buckeye. I'm just going to be honest. I don't get that vibe. He did an interview today. He said the reason he doesn't have a date set for Ohio State is because of his track schedule. Track ends in like May, so that means he probably wanted it to be one of his first visits. He said he doesn't really know that much about Tyler Bowen, but he's excited to learn about him. He knows he was a good tight end recruiter and a good OC, and that if he could be an OC, he should be able to coach the whole line easily. I just don't see it. I really don't. The way he talked about us, it was almost like he just threw us in there. So don't expect anything big from him. Micah Smith, I expect to be a Buckeye. He's the same school as Tavares Alford. He loves Ohio State. If you watch the Buckeye Huddle guys, when they did their Southern Swing, they interviewed him. He was super excited about Ohio State. So I think we land him. And I'm looking for, like I said, Conroy to commit. And personally, this is just my perspective. I don't know how you feel about this, Dev. I feel like if we lock down Ohio and we just get all the Ohio guys and add Micah Smith, I feel like that's a national championship O-line.
Dude, I 100%. There's a lot. Now, these names I listed are nowhere near all of the board, but I'm telling you right now, you could do all Ohio linemen and be good. No national players. You got Ben Cogden, Sam Greer, Adam Guthrie, Will Conroy, Max Riley, and several other ones that are rising the board. This year, the offensive line in the state of Ohio would be good enough, man. I'm telling you right now. There's a lot of sleepers, dude, that are going to be rising up this board late in the game. Lady Buck, she said gospel and country, interesting combo. Just to clarify, I meant Christian music. I listen to Christian music, Christian rap, and then country music. So not I don't really listen to gospel per se, but I wanted to say that real fast. Okay, so inside the Woody, man, got a little piece of information today regarding the offensive line, and it kind of goes along with you, what you said, Mello, about us not getting Jackson Cantwell. I agree. I don't foresee him being a Buckeye strictly because of NIL. Now, what I've been told is obviously Ryan Day is really focusing on the offensive line room, okay? And the Buckeyes want to reload. It has to be reloaded, and they want high school guys. Tyler Bowen's philosophy is get high school guys. He does not have the philosophy of just go to the portal. He's against that. That's not what he wants. He wants the foundation of his offensive line room to be high school recruiting. He got the okay from both Ryan Day and all the NIL guys, all the foundation guys, to go do this, to get this plan in place. Now, some might say, well, Justin Fry had that. He did, but he could not develop relationships. He hated it, right? I saw Sean in the chat saying he can offer and talk, but can he close, man? That's why Ryan Day brought him here, to close. I promise you he will. The Buckeyes want 5 to 6 offensive linemen in this class. That should be every class, to be honest with you.
That's what I was just thinking.
But Now, you'll still have to go to the portal and fill in the spots that just happen to be misses. You're going to have it. The offensive line is the hardest position group to recruit from high school. It's really hard to project these players. So undoubtedly, you will have to go to the portal. But, dude, I'm just really excited about Tyler Bowen. Ryan Day is on board with it, with all his support staff he's surrounding him with. And the money guys realize that they have got to step it up on the offensive line. They are falling behind nationally to the point where it's not going to work anymore. They've got to invest a little bit more money in the trenches, specifically the offensive line. Got any thoughts on that, Mello? I got a few more prospects to talk about real quick.
Sure, yeah. Like you said, 5 to 6 every class. That should be the standard right there. And it's about time they started investing in high school O-line. I get it. It's the hardest position to evaluate. And I also understand about using a portal on guys that are already proven, because it's the hardest position to evaluate in such a developmental position. But at the same time, we all know, especially you and Dev and I, in terms of being recruiting guys, and like that's what we love to dive into and to do and to follow, especially during the off season, that recruiting out of high school is the lifeblood of any program. So that has to be the foundation. Like you said, you do O-line like you do all the rest of the position. You go ahead and you sniper out in a portal guys that you feel could fit your scheme and could be an upgrade or could push the room in terms of competition. So I think Tyler Bowen is going to do a tremendous job. And like I said, I'm looking forward to O-line U returning back to Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with everything you said. Donald and Karen, thank you so much for gifting 5 Buckeye Boy memberships. Thank you so much for your support, man. Some Chris Henry talk going on in the chat. Lisa bringing up him removing his Ohio State stuff. Lunatic put that I think it was him, reopened his recruitment. I don't know that to be true. Yeah, right here. Yeah, opened his recruiting again. Have you heard that anywhere?
No.
No, I haven't either.
I just saw literally before I came on, Brian Hartline posted a podcast that Chris Henry is going to be on March 5th, and he's going to be talking about his commitment to Ohio State. So take it for wherever you want.
Yeah, I mean, you know, in today's day and age, realistically, you never know. But I think me and Mello, as sure as one can be, that Chris Henry Jr. is signing with Ohio State. Now, nobody can be 100% with the crazy money being thrown around and different things like that, but he sees what J.J. Smith is making. Nobody can offer J.J. Smith the amount of money that he's making at Ohio State right now. I don't know if you guys actually realize that or not, but he is making more money than any offer he's gotten at Ohio State right now currently, because he does it on the field. Chris Henry Jr. is going to do the same thing, man. You know, his father played in the NFL. His name is already through the roof. He's going to be a J.J. Smith, man. He just is. Yep. He's going to come in. No matter where he goes, he's getting those. All the NIL deals outside of school are going to follow him where he goes. He knows that. He's already making money, man, off of his name. So I don't see money really being able to sway this dude too much either direction, because no matter where he goes, he's going to be making a lot of money. And Mello stated before, dude's already got money. So talk about a few more prospects real fast, and we'll get into the other part of the video. Luke Waffle, 6'6", 245 from New Jersey. I think he's the number 1 prospect in the state of New Jersey. He's the number 16 defensive lineman, the number 127th nationally, has scheduled an official visit May 31st to June 1st to January. Golly. Think JT Jack type of defensive end, a little bit bigger, that type of defensive end. They have him as a defensive lineman, but I think he's more of an end player. Joey O'Brien from Pennsylvania. I believe he's the number 1 player in Pennsylvania. Number 7 athlete in the nation. Number 50 nationally player, has scheduled an official visit to Ohio State. CJ Sana, 6'3", 225, the number 33 linebacker out of Ohio, has scheduled an official visit. expect this linebacker class to be all Ohio and then all the chips pushed in on Tyler Atkinson. I believe that's how that's going to go, man. You got a lot of really good prospects out of the state of Ohio. Some people are trying to kind of understand, hey, are these linebackers or are these defensive ends? I've heard that conversation about Tyler Atkinson. Mello, I know you know a lot about him. Tell us about Tyler real fast.
He is not a defensive end. He's a pure linebacker. Honestly, how can I describe him? He could literally do everything. He could blitz, and he's going to get home. He could stop the run. He could cover a wide receiver in space. He could play sideline to sideline. Think of like Riley Pettijohn, except maybe a tad bit heavier and maybe a little more explosive. But him and Riley, or him and TJ, like that rotation with Sincere Johnson, it would be ridiculous, insane. Like, honestly, he's the best linebacker I've ever seen play in person at high school. And I played against who do I play? I played against some really good prospects, especially I can forget his name. But yeah, he's elite.
Seen some good ones. Yeah, he's elite. Everybody knows it. There's a couple ranking sites, probably On3, have him listed as a defensive end because On3 is oh my God, dude. I read another article today, right? Let me see who it was on. Who was it? Oh, Sam Greer. On3 put an article out on Sam Greer and his top schools. And the article, it has Sam Greer talking a bunch about all his top schools. And you get to the Ohio State section, and they only reported one sentence that Sam Greer said. The rest of the schools, they got like 8. They got like 2 paragraphs of, oh, yeah, I love Missouri. This, and that. Get down to Ohio State. All they wrote is, yes, I'm very familiar with Ohio State. And they moved on to the next one. Go check it out over there if you think I'm bullcrapping, dude.
And I remember the linebacker's name, by the way. It's Brian Cushing. He's better in high school as a high school linebacker than Brian Cushing was. We're just saying a lot.
Gotcha. Yeah, Tyler Atkinson is a good one. But we're going to move on to the next one, man. I believe it was ESPN. An author over there, some reporter over there put out something late, not too long ago, about Ohio State being one of the top teams that's going to regress next year. And they have a bunch of analytics on how they do it. Here we go. Thank you so much for the $20, the Doodah Man. Mello, thanks for not wearing that damn New York hat, brother.
I can switch it real quick if you want me to. So they put that. Actually, before I get to that, man, Ohio State has been putting out their dudes of the week. I don't know if you saw this, Mello, but we got 2 dudes of the week: Sonny Styles and Brennan Scram. Brennan Scram, a walk-on wide receiver. We heard a lot about him off season. Right. Played special teams this year. I don't know, man. Interesting. The wide receiver room is just way too packed. It's just way too packed, bro. But it's nice to know that you got like 3rd and 4th string wide receivers that are dogs too. But I wanted to bring up Sonny Styles being a dog because I want to make sure everybody's on the same page as me and curious as if they are in saying that this year Sonny Styles could put himself in the category of the best linebacker to ever come through Ohio State. Chat, your thoughts? You think it's possible? Where are we at with that? I think that Sonny Styles has the athleticism, and possibly with Coach Laurinaitis teaching him, has the opportunity to have a better year than Simon had this year. So Mello, your take on that real quick. If Sonny actually improves his coverage skills, yes, absolutely he could. And that's all dependent upon that because he could do everything else. He's a freak athlete. What is he, like 6'6" now? 4'4", 4'3" speed?
Yeah.
245 pounds? Like, yeah, he's a freak show.
Yeah.
So if he could figure out the coverage skill, there's nothing he can't do.
Yeah.
And then I watched Cody. Did you see Cody Simon talking about him today?
No, I didn't. I'm gonna go through tonight and watch all those interviews. I didn't get a chance to watch any of them.
He talked highly of him and Arvell Reese, man. He said they're going to be scary tandem together. Basically, look for them. He said, look for Arvell to shock the world next year.
Yeah. Now, listen, I know that statement of saying that somebody can be the best linebacker to ever come through Ohio State. That will always be an argument. We've had some freaking dynastic linebackers come through, but I'm just saying he has the opportunity to put himself in that conversation, in that debate. I think he has those skills. And remember, last year, this was his first year at linebacker. So that's where I'm at. So if you don't think there's room to grow with Sonny Styles in the linebacker position, you are mistaken.
So back to what James Laurinaitis himself thinks that. He's telling the recruits that. So, I mean, and James
first-round draft pick
is one of the best. But Andy Katz is my favorite, I'm going to be honest. A.J. Hawk was a dog. Bobby Carpenter was a beast. This used to be LBU every year. So, it's looking great to get back to that standard.
Yeah, I mean, James Laurinaitis said that if Sonny Styles is not, and this is a statement, man, if Sonny Styles is not a first-round draft pick, he has failed as a linebackers coach. Words out of his mouth. So that's a statement right there. All right, back to where we're at. I hit a little sidetrack there. But ESPN put out there Ohio State's going to regress more than most teams this upcoming season. So I got a few things to run through real fast. So who is Ohio State losing? What production is Ohio State losing? First, the ESPN thing. Here's the analytics that they use. I believe they use, now don't quote these numbers or anything. I have a very minimal understanding. Like 40% of their decision is like offense, like how many rushing yards, how many passing yards, how many receiving yards is leaving, right?
Dave, I actually have the formula right here.
Oh, boom. Let's hear it.
So the formula combines all of this together. Defensive snap counts accounts for 66% of the entire defensive score. QB passing yards, like what previous QB passing yards, what you're losing, by the way, accounts for 22% of the offensive score. Returning offensive line snaps accounts for 40% of the offensive score. And they factor in transfers and their previous production as well into this formula. So last year, the entire defensive line accumulated 49 tackles for losses, and they've all moved on to go to the combine. And last year's team was previously ranked number 1 in S&P Plus by ESPN rankings, which is one of the most valid rankings that people tend to go by and count on.
Yeah.
So that's where they're coming from.
Yeah. Okay. Beautiful, man. So what did Ohio State lose? Offense. We lost our quarterback, a 4,000-yard passer. We lost 2 running backs, both at which were 1,000-yard rushers. We lost 1 1,000-yard receiver. We lost 1 tight end. I think we're good in the tight end area. I mean, I love G. Scott. He did really good, but we're replacing him with Max Clare. Then we lost 3 offensive linemen. As far as defense, we're losing 3 players in the secondary. We're losing 1 starting linebacker, and we're losing all of our defensive line. So we are ESPN. Do you have the percentage that they have us returning our production? We're returning 46. So they have us that we are returning 46% of our production on the field. So that's this list that they're going by. I wanted to dive into that. I already said we're losing 4,000 passing yards, 2,000-yard rushers. I actually tell you what we're losing. I got it written right here. Okay.
So far, you're on track with it.
Yeah, and 1,000-yard receiver. Now, here's what we're losing on defense. Here are our top 6 tacklers of the season. Cody Simon led the way with 51 solo tackles, gone. Sonny Styles, 49, coming back. Cody Simon also had 7 sacks. Sonny Styles, 49 tackles, 6 sacks, coming back. Downs, 48 tackles. Lathan Ransom, 46. That production's gone. JT, 35, 12 and a half sacks production, gone. Jack Sawyer, 25 tackles, 9 sacks, gone, right? Now let's compare real fast before we dive into Ohio State. Some other teams around the country. Georgia, they're losing 14 players. 14 impact players gone. Oregon.
They're actually losing more than 14. 14 are going to the draft. They have guys that weren't valued to the draft, like Dan Jackson, who I think was low-key their best safety last year. Even though everybody's raving about Malachi Starks, Dan Jackson was a dog last year. So they're losing a lot as well.
Yeah. You got a team like Oregon, man. QB, gone. 3 linebackers, gone. Your entire starting secondary, gone. Both safeties, nickel, both corners, gone. 2 of your number 1 and number 2 productive receivers, gone. One of the best tight ends in the country, gone. Okay. Yep. So, and another thing to remind people that last year, Tennessee, their returning production was 44%. I believe it was in the 40s. So 44%.
I think it was 48%.
Yeah, 48%. So
but
in
still,
the 40s,
right.
Very low. So my point in saying this is a lot of people are focusing on what Ohio State is losing, making it sound like it's some crazy thing and it's a big number and oh my gosh, what are we going to do? Newsflash, man. This happens all the time, dude. This isn't the first time this has happened at Ohio State. It's not the first time it's happened to a college team. This is not as big as what people like to make this out to be, man. You know what I'm saying? So who did you recruit? Who did you pick up in the transfer portal? And then some of these transfer portal players that we're picking up, man, they're coming from a different team, different teammates, different coaches. So when you're including their production and that you're including their production from that other team, that's nothing like Ohio State. So do you think Max Clare is going to have more production on this team?
Without a doubt.
Do you think CJ Donaldson's going to have more production on this team? A little bit of information on CJ Donaldson. We've been keeping you up to date on that, man. I got another update today. He's killing it, man. I'm telling you right now, dude, he was 238 pounds when he come in. He had about 8 pounds of not good weight on his body that is already gone. It's already gone. So he's about 230 pounds now. West Virginia's weight training is a little bit different than Ohio State.
What do you think his playing weight is going to be if you had to guesstimate?
225.
I want to see what he looks like at that weight. I would expect him to be a whole lot more explosive.
Yeah. So this is, so what's your thoughts on it, man? Where are you at with this? People making a big deal about everything that we're losing and are they just focusing on what we're losing and they don't know enough about what we're replacing them with? We're not getting into our next conversation is, okay, let's talk about who's replacing these guys and can they match their numbers from last year? But first, where do you think we're at with this? Are people?
So I'm going to just be honest, straight up. Logically, it makes sense what they're trying to do and how they're trying to use the formula. But this is the thing, is not accounting for the coaches, which is Ryan Day, who I think is the best coach in college football. I know Kirby has 2 back-to-back natties, but outside of that, what has he really done? Let's be honest. Ryan Day picks and puts the best assistants in the right spots all the time. Look at his hires. Look at even the people that he's hiring just to do analytics for the team and be analysts. He's elite. So they're not accounting for that. What else they're not accounting for? That we played an extra almost 2 weeks than anyone else. So those are a whole lot of practice reps for those freshman players to play. So what, they had like an extra 10 practice reps to catapult them right into spring practice. They went from the natty, had like a week off. They probably didn't even get the week off. So they went from the natty and just continued to grind it out, and Mick's been on them. You don't have to take it easy on them because their legs should be fresh. You could kill them. And now you get them in a playbook. So they're not accounting for all that. They're also not accounting for the fact that yes, we get all these blue chip recruits, but we actually rotated last season. And I know you're counting a little bit from the production standpoint, but those live snaps still matter. Those live reps at practice getting ready for the national championship still matters. So all of that into effect is going to lessen the blow of lose all that production you're losing, especially mainly on defense. Because I feel like offense, we're actually going to take a leap forward. Now, will we have 2,000-yard running backs? Probably not. But are we going to replace a Mecca's 1,000-yard receiving yards? Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. TG said this stuff is for clickbait. Is this the same TG is she part of the Buckeye Boys? Is this the same one or a different one?
Oh, it might be the same one. Let me see.
I don't know. We got to dig into that, man. See who this is saying we clickbait. A news flash, man. We put out titles on videos that make people want to hit on our video. I don't know.
Oh, I don't think she's talking about us. I think she's talking about
I know. Article. Yeah, the on 3 and we're regressing and the whole nine's 100% TG. That's, you already know. We had a long conversation about that's what on 3 does and all their stuff and the whole 9 yards. So so we're talking about, so the first one is, well, to get to the point, you know what else they're not taking into account? Mick, our weight training, you know what I mean? And a whole nother year. You know, another conversation we need to have, Mello, is how much it affects us that we lost about a month of winter workouts. You know, all these other teams got to start their winter workouts while we're still playing football. So I want to dive into that and have a deeper discussion on another video about all these other teams that got to kick back and start their winter workouts earlier. But in the same sense, they didn't get the live practice reps and all that stuff. So we'll talk about it and weigh that out. So stay tuned for that. But so let's talk about it. Will Howard. Is it possible to return the production that Will Howard brought to this team? My answer is no, it's not. You cannot bring in that type of experience, okay, and leadership. That has to be built. But is there a way to bring the 4,000 passing yards and a different ability to get those first downs like he had when he was running the ball? Yeah, I think. Why? Because of all the weapons that we have on this team. You know what I mean? The team's just going to look different. So that's another part of this equation that's not quite right, is they're not taking into account, you know, Will Howard had 4,000 yards and so many rushing yards, but okay, we're losing that, but what are we gaining on offense? You know what I mean? We're gaining Brandon Ennis. We're gaining an offensive line that is probably not going to need a quarterback to be able to sneak the ball anymore, because our offensive line just going to shove people out of the way and give our running back room. So I think we can get pretty darn close to the passing yards if saying is what we're hearing that he is. And with Ryan Day and the training and the receivers, I think we can get pretty close to that 4,000 mark. Now, also that 4,000 mark is winning the Natty, playing in the Natty game and the whole 9 yards. So if we take out, I should have took out the playoff yards and we just talk about regular season right now. But I think Sayin can 100% match Will Howard's passing yards for this upcoming season with the weapons that he has. Max Clare, JJ, Brandon Ennis, Carnell. The list goes on. Your thoughts? Can we match that quarterback production?
I think we're going to surpass it. I think what people are failing to realize, if you remember the beginning when Will Howard first got here, it was a huge adjustment for him. He didn't play with receivers or with skill players that had this type of speed at Kansas State. So if you remember, his long balls were always off a little bit. So there's a few times he could have had extra touchdowns, but he underthrew the guy. His footwork had to be worked on. And this is why I say if you're a QB and you don't want to go play for Ryan Day, you're out of your mind. You're lunacy. You have to be tested because what he did for Will Howard in 1 year is ridiculous. Will Howard's probably going to be a second-round draft pick at worst right now. And we all know Julian Sayin has much better arm talent than Will Howard. So does Tavian St. Clair. So I think 4,000, I think they're going to throw for that easily. Now, in terms of rushing yards, no, I don't think that they're going to do that. I think they're going to replace the feet that Will Howard had with C.J. Donaldson, James People, Sam Williams-Dixon, and the list goes on. In terms of skill position, like you said, Max Clare, Carnell Tate, B.I., Bryson Rogers, Mylan Graham, J.J. You also have Jelani Thurman, who I know a lot of people are down on right now, which rightfully so. You can be, but I'm telling you, Jelani's going to be a big time player. So I expect I expect Julian or whoever it is to easily get 4,000 yards.
Yeah. So Mel, I'm going to say this real fast, and then I'm going to get that video pulled up. You sent me a Jelani earlier so we can play it on here, but I want you to talk about probably the easiest one in this, the hands down. The answer is yes, but dive into it a little deeper. Can we replace Emeka Egbuka's 1,000 yards and his position he had on this team?
Oh, absolutely. We could replace his 1,000. I believe Carnell Tate's getting 1,000 yards next year, but you could also do it in a variety of ways. Say Carnell Tate gets 1,000. Say we know JJ's getting 1,000. Then you could divvy it up between Bryson Rogers, Mylan Graham, B.I., Max Clare, and Jelani Thurman to account for even more yardage. So, yes, I do believe that we're going to replace Emeka's production. We have, to me, Bryson Rogers and B.I. are the two best route runners in an entire country. So you also have to account for that. And really, if you think about it, if you're a DC, how do you guard this team? How do you defend them? How do you stop them? Are you going to roll coverage to JJ's side and leave Carnell and B.I. or Bryson Rogers or Mylan Graham one-on-one situations? Are you going to leave Bryson Rogers one-on-one with a linebacker or a nickel? Are you going to have a linebacker guarding Jelani or Max Clare? Who's going to guard James People out the backfield? Because he's just as explosive as Trey and Kilwer. So, and then you have Sam Williams-Dixon. You still have Turbo Rogers, who's ridiculously explosive. If I'm a DC, I'm losing sleep, and it's going to be fun to see how Jim Knowles is going to react when he comes back to the shoe, because he might get exposed a little bit.
Yeah, 100%. We're going to easily do that. Dude, I can't get this. I can't remember our password to Instagram, dude, to log in and show it.
I think you were using the same one.
Yeah, I think so. I'm starting to get mad, dude. I'm starting to get mad, man.
Hold up, what did I send it to you? Did I text it to you?
Yeah. Hold on, let me try. Yeah, and it's on Instagram, so I really want people to see that, man.
Show it on your phone, then. I mean, if you can't pull it up or try to pull it up.
Dang, bro. Gosh, it's so
and O-line, I expect our O-line to be better than last year's. I mean, we're losing Donnie. That's going to be the biggest one that hurts the most, because if you think about it, Seth got injured mid-season. And then Simmons got injured October 12th, so that's really early. So we had a lot of depth, and we built a lot of depth and value by force, not by choice. So I'm expecting the O-line to start off and be one of the strongest rooms on the entire team. Blocko will be very sufficient. They're not accounting for that.
All right, you ready? I'm going to try to show this on my phone. Let me see.
All right.
See if it's going to go.
That's the 6'7", 265 tight end jumping over two people and dunking on them. And you guys are saying, like, listen, I'm telling you right now, Jelani Thurman is focused. He's the best tight end in America, period. Point blank, period. There's certain things that you can't teach. You can't teach height. You can't teach weight. You can't really teach speed. You can improve it, but you can't teach it as a baseline. And Jelani has that over everybody. Everybody. I don't care who you put in that. You can name them. Name a tight end. Name them. Go ahead. Have fun with it. If Jelani's focused, it's a wrap, man. We got the two best tight ends on our team.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest, and I want to know, chat, if being honest with yourself, if you're the same way. When I saw that video, I got reminded of who Jelani was, and I think I kind of forgot. You know what I mean? Because we haven't seen much out of him. He did, I just kind of forgot the athleticism that this dude has. But that is some serious stuff right there. for him to go out and jump over 2 people and dunk it like that. So
Duda man, aka Steven. So this is the thing. Go watch his high school film, right? You have to understand, in college, it's about a connection. So if you're not getting that reps with your one QB, and you're starting to come out there to get the ball thrown and you don't know how he spins it, where he places it, he doesn't know how you break off your routes, the timing's going to be off, it's going to make it harder to catch. He's not Optimus Prime, okay? He's not that. He can't just go and walk in day one with any QB and just catch everything thrown his way one-handed. But once he starts getting those reps with Julian Sayin, which I'm sure he got a lot last year, seeing how Julian Sayin wasn't a starter, you're going to see him catching a whole lot more. And when he's expecting the ball to come his way, you have to understand a lot of times these guys weren't expecting the ball to come their way. Look at how many times JJ stopped his run and his route because he was like, oh, I wasn't expecting the ball to come that way. Come to me, wasn't supposed to. So, like, they have a learning curve too. They're still kind of human, even though sometimes they don't seem it by some of the stuff that they do. And that's what I'm telling you. Jelani's focus is a wrap.
Yeah, I think the catching thing with Jelani is along the same lines Melo's talking about. That's when a rhythm comes into play, man, and that confidence. Yep. It takes one game for him to get in there and get in a rhythm, have those catches, and then it's over with. Gets used to his quarterback, man. You know, look at all the tight ends that we had in the room last year. I mean, we're going to have the same number this year, but he doesn't get that many reps, man. How many live, first-team reps do you think Jelani got with the ball thrown his way? It's hard to get them reps, man. So more time, more focus. That's the biggest thing with Jelani. 100%. It's not a secret, is getting him to focus on the game of football. That's it, man. The coaching staff really needs to reel him in and get this job done, dude. Keenan Bailey, step up, man. Put a coach beside him and follow him around, dude. This dude can be an absolute dominant person.
But Dev, at the same time, he has to take accountability. He's a grown man at this point. You know what I mean? No. He has to rein himself in and lock in. He has to know how good he can be. He has to look around college and be like, why is this dude doing this? And I know I'm better than him. And he has to get mad with himself and get mad at what's going on and go ahead and take what's rightfully his. And that's what it needs to be.
So that 1,000 yards from Emeka Egbuka can be surpassed. Carnell Tate can take that 1,000 yards easily. So there's that production. You introduce Max Clare, maybe an upgraded Jelani Thurman, Quincy Porter, Mylan Graham, Brandon Ennis, with somebody with a quarterback that's known to slang the thing. I bet you we uptick our production as far as receiving yards goes next year. The next question, the 2,000-yard rushers. Mm-hmm. Where do we think CJ Donaldson can get to? When we play in the Natty game, I think CJ Donaldson can hit. Hold on. I think what's his name, dude? James Peoples is going to hit that 1,000-yard mark. I think he's going to hit it before the Natty game. I think people a little bit sleeping, man, on him. I've heard some people say that he doesn't have that breakaway speed. And I just get confused with that, man. Where do they get that from? Where do they get that he's not fast, man?
They haven't been watching.
Does he not run a 4.4, or do I have?
That's 4, a place 5? Of ignorance. That kid is a blazer. Go check his 100-meter dash time. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he ran track, dude. Yeah, he's a track dude. He's a beast. But in the same sense, so let's say we don't match 2,000-yard running backs. Where do we make up those yards receiving? Max Clare, Carnell Tate, Brandon Ennis, JJ Smith is going to be even better. So on offense, I think we've talked this through and we've understood, and we expect when we play in the Natty game for our offensive production to actually go up with all the skill that we're putting. A more experienced offensive line will help where we regress in running back talent. We do regress there. I mean, we don't have 2 first, second round running backs coming in. I mean, James Peoples is going to be in his first year starting. CJ Donaldson is a transfer, but they're not far behind in the skill level. But where that can be made up is an experienced offensive line and a second round, going to be a first round draft pick left tackle with the right tackle that's growing and in a serious battle on who's going to start. So I think we're fine on the offensive side of the ball, and I think we can easily surpass our offensive production that we had last year. Brian Hartline, new offensive coordinator. We'll see what we do. Time to get to the defense, man. This is the biggest side of the ball where got to have some guys step up, man. So let's talk about it. Secondary. Are we going to be able to replace Ransom and
Jordan
Hancock and Denzel Burke? Yes, we will. Jermaine Matthews coming in, and we don't know the exact positions, but you got Jermaine Matthews, you got Devin Sanchez coming in, you got Aaron Scott, you got Bryce West,
Miles Lockhart.
There's a chance that this secondary ends up being better.
Yes.
There's that opportunity. Denzel Burke, we all love him, but we saw where he had his mishaps this year. Jermaine Matthews, an All-American freshman coming in. He's already a top 100 returning player in college football. Ask yourself this. Do you think he can match or surpass Denzel Burke's production his senior year? I think he can surpass it. That's me.
Same.
You know what I mean? Jordan Hancock, we have the skill to do it. It's just if there's a player in that room that's going to match Jordan Hancock's IQ of the game and be able to understand that nickel position, and we got to wait and see what type of defense we're running anyway. But do we have somebody with a skill level that can do what Jordan Hancock did? Yes, we have multiple players on this team, the secondary. Do you have any questions or concerns about us regressing in the secondary?
Absolutely not. The only spot that I think will be the hardest to replace is Latham Ransom. Latham Ransom was a monster. And yes, I do think Jordan Hancock was the best nickel in America, but I think we could replace that because we have some dogs there. But I think Latham Ransom is going to be the hardest spot to replace. But we already know that Caleb Downs is taking Jalen McClain under his wing. And he's working with him, and you can't have someone better to teach you than Caleb Downs.
Yeah. Malik Harford coming in too, man. He was a top 100
Raheem Delane.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite prospects coming in. But next on linebacker, man. Can we replace the Mike linebacker, Cody Simon, the captain of the defense? Can we replace him? Yes. Arvell Reese is coming in. Sonny Styles, a second year of handling the linebacker position, is going to add leadership to that group. Does Arvell Reese bring more of a dynamic in that position than Simon did? In my opinion, he does, man. He does, with his speed and his nose for the ball, his aggressiveness, the whole 9 yards, man. I'm not worried about a loss there. Reese got some time on the field this year. He's not going to go out there brand new to the game, dude. He was behind Cody all year. He learned from Cody. He's got James Laurinaitis coaching him, dude. Not too concerned about linebacker. Mello, your thoughts?
Don't forget Peyton Pierce. Cody Simon made sure to bring him up at the combine as well. I know you haven't seen that, but go watch, because I know we all forget. I know I forget. I'm not going to say we all because I can't speak for everyone else, but sometimes I forget about Peyton Pierce. But I was super high and excited that we got him out of Texas, especially if you look at his film and stuff that he did his junior year. Man, the kid is incredible. But like you said, Arvell Reese is an absolute freak show. Cody, he's going to be a great replacement for Cody. CJ Hicks, I do not think he's going to stay a linebacker. I think they're going to use him in a different way.
He's already not a linebacker.
I think he's going to be the blitz specialist for sure. He's coming off that edge, and that's what he's good at. Pettijohn, he's a dog. TJ Alford, he's a dog. They're talking about Pettijohn very highly, just like they're talking about Devin Sanchez. So I believe in both those young men, and I think they're going to make a lot of things happen. TJ Alford already came on our show and told us he's coming to take somebody's minutes. You remember that? He said that.
Yeah.
And I love that attitude by him. And they're getting coached by the best linebacker coach in the country. I don't care that last year was his first year full-time or whatever. This guy has done it. He still he's still the all-time leading tackler in Rams history. There's no other linebacker coach that could say that. He's young. He knows the drills you should be running. He knows what it takes to be that. And I hear a lot of UGA fans talking Glenn Schumann. No, it's James Laurinaitis.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, CJ's already focused on the defensive end role. And then I'm going to say this hot take here. You heard it first on Buckeye Boys, dude. Riley Pettijohn will be in the 2 deep at the linebacker position this year. One way or the other, he's going to be in the 2 deep. You know, you got Peyton Pierce backing one of them up. Where's the other one go to? TJ Alford. You know what I mean? Or Riley Pettijohn. I think Riley Pettijohn's in the 2 deep, and we're going to see him get some minutes on the field. He's going to be a Jeremiah Smith-ish, Devin Sanchez-ish, where he's too good to keep off the field, man. Not only does he have the athletic ability, not only does he have a father that played at the highest level who's been teaching him his entire life,
right?
But the dude's got the head for this game. He's got the IQ and the demeanor for this game because he was raised right, just like a Devin Sanchez, man. Dude, have you ever noticed the connection that there is there when you get to meet these recruits' parents and see how they operate and see the kind of people they are? And no wonder their kid is top in their position group because of the people that they had to look up to in their life, man.
Absolutely.
I think that's really cool to see, man. It's one of the reasons I love recruiting and following it and seeing it, man. And you know, I'm excited to keep interviewing him, man.
And actually, we got to do this real quick. I have to get this out, but like, shout out to the Sanchez family and the Pettijohn family. They did an amazing job raising those 2 young men and their other children as well. They're really great people. What you see on screen is who they are. They're awesome, and this is why their kids are going to be successful. Like, honestly, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Remember that.
Yeah, 100%, man. All right, here we are. To me, minus QB. Actually, no, not for me. Hold on. Yeah, no, not for me. Let's put it in number 2. It's a toss-up. This position right here is where it's like, all right, here we go, man. We're replacing our entire defensive line. We're going to have 4 brand new starters. What are we going to get? We got to replace about 27 sacks and close to 120 tackles. Can KJ, K-Mac, Houston, and Curry match the production of last year's defensive line? Mello, I want you to take this one first because it's
and don't forget 49 tackles for losses because that's pretty big.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm very bullish on our D line. I know Dev is the same way. We're more bullish than anyone that I've seen that covers Ohio State, whether it's fan or it's beat. I believe KJ and Caden Curry are returned to typical pass rushing DNs that we're used to seeing at the Ohio State University. And now with a new DC, I expect them to be unlocked and unleashed and allowed to pass rush. The same with our defensive tackles. Edric Houston, stay focused, continue to get stronger in the weight room, and he's the speed rushing defensive tackle. There's not going to be a guard or a center that can lock up with him with those arms. He has 7-foot length arms. He's going to get you off of him before you can even touch him. And then we got K-Mac. We already know he was the best run stopper on the team last year. So he's going to be eating up 2 double teams like it's nothing, which is going to free up the linebackers. And then Caden Curry on the other side, he's a dog. We watched him crush Dylan Gabriel in the Rose Bowl, right? We saw it firsthand, and it was awesome to see. So I believe our D-line is going to be nasty. It's going to be super nasty. I think as a whole, they're going to start off a little slow. Obviously, they have to get the reps, the live game reps. And they're going to get tested by Texas to jumpstart the entire season. And I think it's going to be uphill. It's going to be all downhill from there. They're just going to keep rolling.
Yeah, 100%. We got an Oregon fan in the chat. Kron Denick said this is the best Oregon podcast out there. Y'all are family. Thanks, bro. Appreciate you.
We are big Oregon Quack supporters. I mean, you guys treated us kindly in the Rose Bowl. We watched you leave in the 3rd quarter. It was empty on your side of the stadium. You guys, if you think I'm joking.
Yeah, no, y'all did leave. But based off my personal experience, I can't hate on the Oregon fans too much. Never had a bad experience at all. He's in here trolling, trying to get a rise out of y'all. Appreciate you watching, brother. I don't see anything too crazy he's saying in there. He's just trying to route.
He comes in a lot.
He's trying to rile people up. Dude, that's college football, man. That's why we love it, dude. Don't get too emotional about it in the chat, man. He likes to try to get on people's skin, dude. Appreciate you watching, man. But watch out, dude, because we'll zap you in 2 seconds, bro. You get crazy. Anyway, where were we at? Oh, the D-line. Yeah. This is where, because of everything else I hear, I question myself here more than anywhere else about do I have such a homer mind that I cannot see the truth? But I just don't see it, man. I understand the experience that we're replacing, and you can't match that. There's no way possible. Like, you know what I'm saying? These guys haven't played in the games. But where do you see like this hard written rule that just because they don't have the experience that they can't come in and match or be better in a different aspect of the game and make up for the aspect that they're not as good? Example, maybe KJ and Caden Curry can't stop the run quite like Jack and JT can. Do I think they'll be able to? No. Do I think it will be that big of a drop off? No. Where do I think they're going to be better? Getting at the quarterback, causing disruption. They're faster. They're a little bit smaller. KJ's longer and lengthier. He's more of your, prototypical defensive end. Caden Curry will never give up, man. He's going to be that nose to the grindstone, more of an annoying type of player to the other team that I absolutely love. So in areas that we are going to have some regression, and we will on the defensive line, I think the guys we're replacing him with have the skill to surpass our pass D line in other areas to make up for that regression. K-Mac, I mean, dude, he was the best run stopper on the team. Like, are you kidding me? He was a part of every goal line stand that we had, essentially. I mean, the Penn State stuff that he did was ridiculous. Go watch the film. That's where I'm like, dude, I can't be having a homer take. I've watched it. I've seen it. Like, with my own eyes, I've watched what K-Mac can do. I watched how much the coaches trust Edric Houston to put him in meaningful snaps. I see his long, freaking gargantuan arms, dude. I watched how much better he got. I watched KJ. Even when nobody else was watching him, I was watching him, man. When the ball was on the right side of the field and KJ was on the left, my eyes were on KJ. See what he was doing, dude. He gets at it, bro. When he gets that rhythm, and not only this, all these guys are getting another year in the weight room. K-Mac's going to come back, a new defensive line. You're not going to be able to he's going to be different. He's going to have way more energy, going to be able to stay on the field longer. That's what they're focused on with him. Edric Houston's going to have another year of just, building that strength, maybe putting on a couple pounds. I'm not sure if they even want him to with his long arms and his ability in there. Like I said, I get that we will regress in certain areas of the defensive line, but I think in the same sense we'll surpass in other areas. But this is one of the bigger question marks on the team is, okay, can these guys and will these guys? Just because me and Mello or have the opinion and the belief that we will doesn't mean they will. We're aware of that. It doesn't mean we're right, okay? That's just what we feel and what we see. We're also aware that this is one of the bigger question marks, along with QB. Is Julian saying going to be able to do it? Nobody knows. Everybody can think and have their opinion. We just have our opinions, and this is what it is. But do they have the ability? I don't think that's a debate.
Right.
It's just, will they? Can they? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Can they's yes. Will they? We'll find out, man. Nobody knows, dude. You got to wait and see. So overall, what do you take from this? Well, you take from this that, we're losing a lot of production, but this isn't something new. This isn't the first time Ryan Day has faced losing a lot of leaders and a lot of production on the team. All right. He's had to deal with people leaving unexpectedly. Who was the center that left and he should have stayed? Whippler? Was that who that was? Didn't expect him to leave. He left, had to throw Carson Hensman in. You know what I'm saying? Like, This isn't new, man. And while we are regressing, it's not as much as you think because other teams are too, bro. Oregon is losing everybody.
So it's Texas. Texas is losing more returning production than we are.
That's what I'm saying, dude. So
it's going to be wide open, and it's going to come down to coaching and who could develop better and quicker for their program. And I believe we have the best coaching staff in America, and I think it's going to go ahead and improve itself during the season.
Yeah. And the way we recruit, man, I think some of those holes that we're worried about, we hit the transfer portal. We got it. We're not done in the transfer portal, but we brought in, I'll tell you, and I'll keep telling you, the best 2025 recruiting class in the nation. I mean, I've saw everybody's. I know everybody that's ahead of them. I went down through it and looked. I've watched film on all of them, the whole 9 yards, and I'll still take ours over everybody else's. I won't switch with anybody. So absolutely. I want you to do that, chat. Go look at the classes ahead of us and ask yourself if you would switch. There's no way. I wouldn't do it in a million years, but I'm not stressing, man. This is the Block O. This is Ohio State. This is the winningest football team in the last 25 years. I think by a pretty good margin, if I'm correct. So we doing this thing, man. Ryan Day has taken this team to the next level. He has taken himself to the next level. I put him as my number one coach over Kirby Smart. Ask yourself this. If that call didn't happen against Marvin Harrison Jr. and that field goal goes in, is Kirby Smart better than Ryan Day?
Nope.
No. So I give Ryan Day that bullcrap call that we all know that happened, and I give us the win on that game. Ryan Day's the best coach. We're going to repeat, man. I've said it for over a year now. 2024, 2025 Natty Lock. Here we go, man. Mello, any final thoughts, closing words, anything?
First, I'm gonna answer Lisa's question. Do you want to play against Georgia, Dev, and Mello? I absolutely 100% do. We need that payback. It was supposed to happen this year at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, but Georgia didn't live up and hold up to their end of the bargain. So maybe they will this year. I doubt it. I don't think they're going to be. I think they're going to be similar to last year's team, personally, knowing their roster as I do. So I don't know if we see them. If we do see them, it'll be early in the playoffs if they face us and we're a higher seed. Outside of that, my last words are exactly what Devin said. We're going to repeat. We're going back to back. You heard it here on the Buckeye Boys first. I think we're the only ones saying that. And we truly feel that. We're not just saying that just to say it. Yeah. We really believe that.
Yep. I really, really do, man. TG, if you're still on here, hop on. I want to holler at you about something. If you can, if not, I'll just text you. But thank you guys so much for watching, man. We try to bring it to you guys every single show. Last night we were a little tired, but there's been about 200 of you in here tonight. We appreciate the heck out of you guys supporting us and watching us. Just a couple fans, man. Remember that we don't claim to be experts. We don't claim to be like insiders that know all this inside information, but we do claim to be obsessed with Ohio State football. We love talking about it. We love interacting with you guys. We love it, man. We've become addicted to YouTubing and to the chat family and to getting on here and talking Buckeye football, man. So, like I said, we're digging into recruiting a little deeper now. We'll keep bringing you updates on recruiting, updates from inside the Woody, and talking to you about various news things that we read and see all day long. That's what I do all day long. I'm all over message boards, Twitter.
He really is.
Everywhere. I'm all
and
over.
Every once in a while, we get some insider information. And if we could share it or we get permission, we do share it with you. We don't share everything. Trust me. We knew a lot of stuff last year that we would not put out there.
Yeah. You know, I mean, you guys see who we interview on here from time to time, man. You know, when you're in this YouTube world, information comes your way from time to time. If we can share it, you know that we will. But that's not why we do this. We love Ohio State football, man. So love you guys. Appreciate you guys. On that note, wait, dude.
Yeah, you gotta do trivia.
You guys ready, man? Chat. I need a thumbs up. You guys ready? Sorry if you already got off, but here's the trivia question. It's the first person with the correct answer in the chat that we see. You'll have 60 seconds. Mello, you got a timer ready?
Yeah, I'm gonna use the clock in the thing. Hold on. Wait though.
Well, just pull it up on your phone. I'll pull it up on my phone.
All right, I'll do it.
You got it?
Yeah, hold on.
I'm going to ask the question. You get one shot. You don't get to put multiple answers in. I will keep track of who the winner is. And then about 2 weeks before the Washington game, I will tally it up. And I'll reach out to the winner and see if they would like a Washington ticket to go to the game.
Don't forget to smash that like button, by the way.
Yeah, smash the like button. All right, here we go, everybody. Here we go. Who was the first Ohio State running back to rush for 1,000 yards in one season? I like this, dude. I like this.
I'll give you guys a 10-second warning when we get to 50 seconds.
Yeah. Lucia, nope. Sean, nope. Buckeye guy, nope. He's been mentioned on the show before in the chat. Studley, nope. Nope, Doug. I would not have got this one. If I didn't know the answer. Troy got it, Judkins. No, where's Steely at, man? I thought Steely would get this one,
10
honestly.
seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're stopped.
All right, here we go. Somebody's going to get this one. Get ready. We're back to the running backs. Here we go. New question. Nope. It's not Michael Wilson. All right, here. Oh, the answer was Jim Otis. Jim Otis, first running back.
Otis.
Yep. All right, here we go. Dude, you better be ready to type fast. Somebody's getting this one for sure. I knew this one.
That minute is kind of quick, too.
I know it is, but it has to be a minute. We'll be on there forever.
Absolutely.
Who is the only Ohio State running back to lead the Buckeyes in rushing for 4 consecutive seasons? Who can type the fastest?
There should be an easy one for everybody.
Yeah. No, it's not Henderson. Karras got it. No, Troy. No, Dennis. No, Russ. Dang it, it's moving too fast. Who said it first? The answer's Archie. Steely. Steely got it, dude.
Of course it would be Steely.
Yeah, Steely got it. Dang, everybody was close, dude.
Steely goes to trivia night all the time.
Yeah, dude, Steely got it, man. But Sean got it right, too. Rush, you got it right, too. Dennis got it right. Troy got it right. Karras got it right. Doug got it right. Robert, everybody knew this one, bro.
Yep.
All y'all did. Steely, congratulations, man. You got a check mark. You got one. You got a question right, man. So I'll keep tabs. Steely is the leader right now for the free ticket to the Washington game. A reminder, if you can't go, because you're going to have to cover airfare and hotel, we'll get with you, man. And I'm buying the ticket next week, so I'll reimburse you the amount of money that I had. You can put it towards another ticket. But also a requirement is while you're at the game, you're going to have to jump on a live feed with us while you're there, send some pictures or whatever. So appreciate you guys. We'll try this again. On that note, God bless. Go Buckeyes. OH.
I-O.